Hello, my name is Amina Shima, and I will be going over the Tableau assignment for integrated management applications, and I will be sharing the insights I learned from this dataset. So we were given the Excel dataset, and I loaded it onto Tableau, and on the screen here, the data source right here, you can see all the information about the employees. And then for the first assignment, which was to show the relationship between department, the job role, and the gender, and the number of employees at this company. So on an average from this bar chart, you can see that there are a lot more males than females at this employee. And if you want to specify by the department, you can see, for example, the HR department, there are 36 men and 16 women. So on an average, it's pretty much the same thing except here where there's one more female than male. So overall, there's a lot more men than women at this company. For the second assignment, we were to show the relationship between gender, average work-life balance, and the performance rating. So on an average, it's pretty much the same thing except for the sales department where there's like a slight difference here. But so for example, for the human resources, there's for the females, there's a 3.15 average performance rating, and for the men, it's 3.13, which means women perform better than men in the human resources department. And for the average work-life balance, women have 2.9, where men have 2.90. So women have a better work-life balance than men in the human resource department. And it's pretty much the same thing in the research and development department. But in the sales department, there's like a slight difference. So for the men, the average work-life balance is 2.80, and for women it's 2.83. So women have a better work-life balance than men here also. And the average performance rating for females is 3.15, and for males is 3.12. So it's pretty much the same thing across the board. Women having a better work-life balance and performing better than men. For the third slide was to show the relationship between attrition and the average years with current manager. So if you look at the bar chart here, it's the average year with current manager is 2.852, and here it's 4.36. So this shows the number of people who left and the number of people who stayed. No, actually, this shows the number of people who who left rather, sorry, and the number of people who stayed. So the people who stayed have a relationship with their managers, as you can see here. The difference is 4.36 to 2.85. So the people who spend time with their managers tend not to leave because they've already built a relationship and therefore they have a rapport with their managers. Um, for the fourth slide, shows attrition and the average number of companies they've worked. So for instance, let's look at the R&D department. So as you can see, the attrition, it's lower here than it is here. So if they've worked in a lot more companies here, they're more likely to leave, and if they haven't, they're less likely to leave. As you can see, the average number of companies worked here is 2.70, and here it's 2.92. So those who have worked in a lot more companies tend to leave, and those who don't tend to stay. Now the dashboard shows all four sheets shown previously together and how they interact with each other. So the dashboard here is going to show how each part, each sheet and each department interacts with each other. So here I'm just gonna here and let's do HR. So as you can see with the color change, because I chose only HR, I can see how it interacts with the other sheets. So the other sheets are showing only HR department. Here it's also showing only the HR department, and here it's also showing only the HR department. If I changed it to research and development, as you can see from the color change in these sheets, you can see that this only shows the HR department. And for the sales department, it's the same thing. However, if I remove the filler, you can see here, it shows all three departments. Yeah. So we can see how the human resource departments and how each part is like divided up in for the human resource department specifically. So this helps us identify the parts that we're looking for to find, for instance, if there's like a problem in one department, we can see how that department performs. We can see how that department performs in and compared to the other departments. So if you want to see how, if you want to rate each department by their performance, we can do that with this. Yeah, thank you.